we're in the zone. Hit play, rewind, feel the vibe. Let's go for a ride, let's go for a ride. Talking movies, popping off, plot holes, layers, like in again. Heartbreaking deep, but it's not that serious, not that serious. Magic, that's what we look for, that's what we come for. Magic, that's what we look for, that's what we come for. We're paper screamy, set and scene, we're the best, yes, queen. We're paper screamy, set and scene, we're the best, yes, queen. We're paper screamy, set and scene, we're the best, yes, queen. We're paper screamy, set and scene, we're the best, yes, queen. We're paper screamy, set and scene, we're the best, yes, queen. We're paper screamy, set and scene, we're the best, yes, queen.
Hey screeners, welcome back to another episode. I'm Ricky.
And I'm Brittany.
And we are Paper
Screen.
Screen.
So welcome to our podcast, or welcome back to our podcast.
For this episode, we are going to be doing what, Brittany?
Our top 10 best and worst of 2024.
And we have not done this. I should make that clear that these are just based on our favorites.
Yeah,
Not like whatever.
Yeah, we're not like looking at things through like a criteria. It's just like what we like personally.
Yeah, we're not Roger Ebert.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's start with number 10.
Okay, number 10 best and worst. So my number 10 best is Wolverine Deadpool. Or Deadpool and Wolverine. And my number 10 worst is Hitman. It was like
I've never seen that.
What is that dude's name? Glenn Powell.
Oh.
He's a star of Hitman. I don't think it's like a bad movie, but like I felt like it was too long, and I like was interested in the storyline because he plays all these. He's like a hitman, but he like goes in disguise every time he like does something.
Mm-hmm.
It just like the story eventually turned into something like not interesting to me. So that's why it's my number 10. And Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'm like, I love like the Marvel universe. I love all that stuff. And Logan, the last Wolverine movie that was supposed to happen with Hugh Jackman, is like a fucking perfect movie. It's so epic. It's so intense, amazing. It really does like Logan Wolverine justice. And so I was like, how can they do a Deadpool Wolverine movie? Like, what the hell? But the way they handled it, I think it was like perfect because it's like, this isn't that Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and I thought the movie was so funny. I loved that they brought in so many
cameos.
Yeah. Like they were, and then it was like the most he's ever broken the fourth wall. And like, It just was like a lot of fun. I thought it was like a great, like final installment of Deadpool. I don't know if they're doing more, but I think they should end with that.
Yeah. I just recently watched that and I really liked it. And it was just so funny and like fun to watch. And like everything about it was just like poking fun of 20th Century Fox and Marvel.
Yeah.
It just felt so meta.
Right. Yeah.
And like the cameos were great. Surprising cameos. I was like, oh. Are they bringing you back for like the rest of the MCU?
Dude, the Channing Tatum playing Gambit. Yeah. Oh my God. That was so funny. Just like doing different accents. Oh my God. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was so good. The villain is great too.
Yeah, she's awesome. Seems like she was a Nosferatu.
I remember.
Seems like she's doing a lot lately. But what's your number 10?
Okay, my number 10 is Dune Part 2 for best. And then for worst, this is not like a terrible movie. It was just more of a disappointment. And that one is Maxine. Yeah, such a huge disappointment. There was so much potential. It didn't live up to the first two movies. And then Dune Part 2, I was so surprised at like how much I liked this movie, and I did not fall asleep.
Nice.
I was proud of myself.
Wow.
It was the sound that I could feel. I felt like I was riding a sandworm.
Did you see it in the theater?
Yeah.
Nice.
On the biggest screen possible.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was like so cool, and the ending was so beautiful. I was just like blown away.
It was really good. I want to rewatch that.
Anyways, what is your number 9?
My number 9 best is A Real Pain, which is a Jesse Eisenberg movie. I went to it because it was just like one of those nights I want to go to a movie. And had kept skipping like a featurette ad on YouTube for it, and then one day I like kind of like let it play out a little bit. You know, the featurettes where it's like the director like talking about making the movie instead of like a trailer. And he was talking about, it was just a short clip where Jesse Eisenberg's like, yeah, I was, working on the script or like thinking of like how I want to, like what I want to do. He's like, and I see this thing, like a real tour of like, Auschwitz or somewhere like that, like a concentration camp. He's like, so that's like the banner is like this ad for this tour. He goes, and then it says with free lunch. And he was like, oh my, like just such a, like weird thing. And then that kind of helped him write the story. Oh. And I was like, okay, that's intriguing. Like I'll go watch that movie. And I like Kieran Culkin or Macaulay Culkin. Okay, so Kieran Culkin. And like that movie, oh my, like A Real Pain was like pretty heavy.
Oh really?
Yeah, it like low key, like I was like, whew,
Okay, that's every movie that you go to.
It is really heavy though.
I think you need to bring tissue boxes with you.
I know, I kind of do. And then my worst, Subservience.
Oh my god. That's so funny because I put that on my list too.
It's so funny. Oh my god. So Subservience, the Megan Fox Megan wannabe movie.
Yes.
I watched it with my friend over Christmas break, and I mean, it's funny because I'm like, I think Megan did a great job. Like she can definitely play this robot.
Because she looks like one.
Yeah, totally. But the guy in it is like, I think he's like an Italian actor. And like, I am sorry, problematic here, but like, he's so obviously like English second language. It's so distracting because he's like, I must go see my daughter.
It was really bad.
Yeah. And I think it's just the whole thing with him is like, he's just like some hot guy. So he's going to like get movies.
And the wife was so out of.
Do you know who she is?
No.
She's she's the daughter in The Nanny with Fran Dresser.
Oh.
That's the fucking daughter.
Oh. Okay. Are they related to Judd Apatow? She looks like one of them.
An Apatow?
She looks like an Apatow.
She kind of does now that you say that. I don't know though. Yeah, I don't know what I think of his acting because he's kind of like one tone and it's kind of just the same. Even when he's upset, he speaks like, no, this is my job.
Yeah, that whole story.
And then, no, I can't sleep with you. I can't cheat on my wife. Like he's always like this, so consistent and it's not good.
Yeah. And his whole storyline being like a construction worker.
I know.
And the robots are taking over their jobs.
And he bought this like really nice robot.
And I'm like, okay, you're a construction worker. How can you afford this robot?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're just like a construction worker. You're not,
I know. I'm like, what the fuck does your wife do? Is she like the breadwinner because she's like having like, that's the other thing. It's just like, she like faints and it's like, oh, I need a new heart. And I'm like, whoa.
They have to get a heart delivered from somewhere, but they couldn't because there's a storm.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Like,
yeah. Very
They couldn't just get another heart?
Or like a machine heart?
I don't know. Anyway,
what's your number 9?
My number 9, I don't know if you saw this, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
No, for best?
Yeah, for best. I really liked the new one because it sets up like a new trilogy, but they still connect it to the last 3 films.
Is it like 100 years in the future, hundreds of years in the future or something? Okay.
But like the characters kind of do look similar to the ones from the last trilogy. But I like the setup for this new one.
If I'm not mistaken, like the original Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
This is like getting closer to that.
Yeah.
Because that was like in the far future.
Yeah. Except like, you have to just suspend your disbelief of the people in the makeup.
Yeah.
My number 9 worst is this movie called Sasquatch Sunset.
Wait, is that one movie?
With the Sasquatches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
That movie was so disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
It was like literally no one talks. Like the Sasquatches do not talk. And it's just like noises and no subtitles or anything. Like you don't know what they're saying. It's just like grunts. That's like, I feel like it was trying to speak on something,
Yeah.
I mean, it was, but there was a lot of feminist undertones. But there's great.
Oh God. I was not expecting that.
And there's also lots of puking and pooping.
Oh. Oh dear.
Yeah. And I was like, how did they get these people to be in this movie? Jesse Eisenberg and
Riley Keough.
Riley Keough, yeah.
Okay. Number 8. All right. My number 8 best. Smile 2. It was so much fun. I loved her hair. Yeah, I like loved the scale of it, and like, you know, I didn't really know what was gonna happen. And I just thought it was like super fun. I thought it was better than the first one, which rarely happens. And yeah, like it's not higher on my list just because there's like a lot of other movies that I just like liked a lot more, but I still think it's like was one of the best movies of the year easily. And then my worst is The Strangers origin story or whatever it was.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, because it was just like, don't need it, don't care, didn't really do anything for any purpose.
It was basically like a shot for shot, like really shitty version.
What about you? What's your top 8?
My number 8 is Trap for best.
Nice.
I had a lot of fun with this. You and I went together and had a blast. A lot of people might put this on their worst list, but I loved it.
Yeah.
So
it was so
my
fun.
ass. My worst is this movie called Rich Flu that I saw at Beyond Fest. And it was basically, it's got Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it.
Shout out.
So it's this movie about this pandemic that's affecting the rich people, and it's a flu, and for some reason it's just only affecting the rich people, and when you get it, like, you die basically, and you get like glowing white teeth.
Oh.
It's weird. Anyways, it was supposed to be like, it's supposed to be artsy,
Yeah.
and I thought it was supposed to be like poking fun. Well, I mean, it was poking fun, but it was like campy in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the movie is like so serious that you're like, this is not fun anymore. And I wanted to walk out.
Oh.
So that wasn't my worst. What's your number 7?
Okay, so my number 7 best is My Old Ass. That's that movie where it's like a high school, very coming of age. It's like a high schooler. She's graduating high school, actually. And then she meets her future self, which is Aubrey Plaza. And I cried. And
I knew you would.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We watched it together.
Wasn't it so good?
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was cute.
Yeah. I love that girl. I was like, get more things. And like her little like dream sequence was like so funny.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, her trip.
But
Yeah.
it's a second trip, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like that was so funny.
With that guy.
Anyway, loved My Old Ass. It's streaming. Check it out. And worst is Tarot,
Ooh.
which I have to say. So there's a scene in Tarot, or not a scene. There's a character. It's like this like old lady who's like the old witchy kind of lady. And she also was in another film this year called
The Watcher.
The Watchers, yeah. And she played literally like same vibe,
Same hair.
same hair. And guess fucking what?
What?
I watched The Northman on my flight.
Oh, and she's in that too?
She's in that too, like same character.
Oh my God.
And I was like, who is this chick?
Typecast. Okay, she's also in the Netflix version of Texas Chainsaw. And she's supposed to be Sally from the original. It looks the same. I'm like, you could just make a movie universe of just this lady.
Yeah, seriously. It's like people just cast her because she kind of has this like look, this kind of weird look. No offense.
She's like the kooky lady.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Tarot was just so bad. It was fun. Definitely had some fun watching it and stuff, but it's definitely like a shitty horror movie.
It's a shitty PG-13 movie.
Yeah, PG-13. Like it could have had potential.
Right. If it had the right people behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been like the next Final Destination movie.
Ooh. Oh yeah, and that lady like gets killed so fast.
Oh, did she die?
I think so. I think she's like, no, I can't help you. And then she's like, all right, fine, I'll help you. And then she dies. But all right, what's your number 7?
Okay, my number 7 for best is Blink Twice. Did you like this movie?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, how do you say you like it though? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't like what
yeah.
happens, but this movie was so disturbing that I liked it.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about it, so I was definitely like, whoa.
Yeah, you missed the disclaimer you told me.
Yeah. I I had no fucking clue.
I was like, okay, they put the disclaimer on there and I was like, oh shit, it's about to get real. Yeah, it was a huge surprise, especially coming from Zoe Kravitz, because this is like her first movie and she killed it.
Oh,
like, it's so good. My worst is Subservience.
Hell yeah.
We already talked about it. It's just like wannabe Megan.
What a shame.
Wah, wah.
It's funny too because her name's Megan, you know. Do you know if that movie did well on Netflix? Like, would they do another one?
I don't know.
The ending was giving a part 2.
So what would they call it? Subserviences?
Yeah. What was her robot name?
Alice?
Alice, yeah.
Didn't
Oh yeah, Alice, because it was kind of giving like Alice in Wonderland, because the little girl really liked that book.
right. Anyways, so that's my number 7. What's your number 6?
My number 6, best, we saw together at, I don't know if it was, I think it was Beyond Fest, but it's What's Inside.
Yeah.
We watched that. It's on Netflix. I don't want to say too much about it because a lot of people haven't seen it. It's so fun. It's a really fun movie. I think like it has like a really, the director has like a unique voice, I guess we want to put it in like it's very original. It's just like a super fun movie. And I watched it at home and I still had a lot of fun.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And I wasn't high the second time. So it's good. It's good high and not high.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Great cast too.
So good.
Like everyone in there is like hot.
Yeah, I like because when we went to it, they did a Q&A and the whole cast was there. And like the guy who plays like the main guy, I was like, God, he's so familiar. And I was like, and when he was on stage, I'm like, I fucking know this guy. And I'm like, do I like literally know him? Like if I met him, like, do I know this guy? It turns out I don't. But but the reason why he looks so familiar to me is because he's in season 1 of The Sex Lives of College Girls.
Yes.
He's the coach. Yeah. He was the coach that the soccer.
Well, there's 2 people from Sex Lives.
Who?
Okay, so the guy who plays the coach, and then Renee Rapp's brother. Nico.
And he totally transformed for this movie. I had no idea it was him.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, I literally didn't know until I think you told me, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then this honestly, I don't know if my list is in the right order, but I'm just gonna read what I have. But this actually might be the worst movie of the whole year. Ooh. It's called Imaginary.
Ooh.
It was so fucking bad.
I know. It was bad.
Like not
it's
even
also on my list.
It's not even like a fun bad. It just was bad.
And you know what's funny? That old lady from Split is that old lady.
Oh my gosh.
And she's playing the same role.
Yeah.
Like her and the lady from The Watchers probably auditioned for the same shit.
Yep. 100%. They need a dual movie.
I know. Versus.
Oh my God. So what's your number 6?
Okay. My number 6 for best is this movie called Dee Dee. I thought it was an underrated film. Like, I don't think I know anyone that saw it. Like, I don't think you did.
No, I wanted to, but I just never did.
Yeah, so I saw this and I really connected with it. So it was really emotional for me just because like the whole struggle of like trying to fit in with like kids at school. And it was that YouTube era, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's just very nostalgic in that way. So that's why it's on my list. For worst, it's a J-Lo movie.
No way.
Your favorite. It's this movie called This Is Me Now, a love story.
You watched that?
Oh my God. Me and Edwin were bored one day and was like, should we check this out? Because we were looking for something just
Yeah.
to turn our brain off. And that was like the worst fucking movie.
I bet.
Like, I can't believe she produced this movie and spent so much on it
Yeah, that's insane.
and made this movie about her. I'm like, can you be even more vain?
She's like Glinda.
Oh my God, totally. She's a meanie. But yeah, there's like this part of the movie where she's like struggling to find people to be in it. Like there's like this documentary part.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
And it's just like really fucking hilarious.
Because they keep naming like every celebrity and they're like, no. No.
Not available. Not available. I actually know some people that like this movie.
Whoa. Are they like diehard
J-Lo
fans? Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, JLo fans, but it's not it. Anyways, that was my number 6 worst.
Okay. Well, my number 5. So like whenever we do these lists, I have to like, you know, like double check like, okay, what came out this year? What did I see this year? And I was like, oh my God, Dune 2 was this year. Like I still can't believe that. It feels like it was a long time ago. But yeah, everything you like, I echo everything you said. It was just like epic and good. And I was surprised how much I liked it. And at first I think I was like, oh, I think I like part 1 more. Cause like part 2 had so much desert, but I think more about Dune 2 than I think about Dune 1. So I think Dune 2. And I think the whole thing with what's his name? Elvis.
Oh, Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. I think his character was really neat, and I loved like the black and white
fight
scene. Like that was so cool. And I love Florence Pugh. Like anytime I can see her, I'm happy.
Yeah, and even Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, a little second of her. Hey.
Wait, isn't there a new one coming out?
Yeah, there's gonna be a 3.
What's it called? Messiah?
Yeah, Dune Messiah. But I do really, that whole like last part where he's like, silence! Like he does that voice and that lady goes, abomination. Like that whole part is like so cool. And then my number 4 worst. The reason why this is my worst is because I couldn't stay awake. Oop. And then when I did like wake up and try to pay attention, I was like, nah.
Oh, wait. Let me guess. Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah. Damn, good job.
Wow. You know, a lot of horror fans liked that movie.
I know. That's why I was kind of like, oh.
Maybe it's because it's found footage.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of slow.
It is pretty slow.
Like, I love the guy in it.
We love him.
Yeah, we love him. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have felt bored if I like knew absolutely nothing about it. But like, I think I had heard it was low key, like an underdog, like amazing, like horror movie.
Overhyped.
Okay,
so my number 5 for best is Alien Romulus.
Ooh.
I loved this movie and I love Alien. Yeah, my experience watching that was like, I was mind blown. Just because like it was so cool to watch it on a big screen. I don't think I've watched like an Alien movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no, I lie. I saw Covenant.
Yeah.
And that was like a boring Alien movie.
Yeah, I feel like Covenant and Prometheus like don't count.
Yeah.
Because they're like just so different.
Yeah, like this feels like an Alien movie.
Yeah.
So it was on my list. For my worst is this movie on Netflix directed by Lee Daniels. It's called The Deliverance. Have you heard of this? Okay, so it has Andra Day and Glenn Close.
Okay.
And Glenn Close is playing like this hood trailer trash mom to Andra Day. She's playing the fuck out of this role. Like she did not give a fuck because she's got this like Karen wig and smoking a cigarette. It's a horror movie where she gets possessed.
Whoa.
I know.
What? I didn't even know.
And it's like just movie. Fucking terrible. It's just like, and it's like supposed to be based on a book or something or based on true story. It's like wannabe The Conjuring. And it was just like so bad. There's like a line in there that's like so laughable. Like it's become a meme.
Oh no.
I think it was like, I can smell your rotten pussy.
Oh my lord. No way. Ew. They talk like that in the movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the Lee Daniels, the guy who wrote like
The Butler.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that is my worst.
Okay.
So what's your number 4?
My number 4 best is The Sensation, The Substance. I thought it was so much fun. I didn't see the trailer or anything. I knew that it was Demi Moore and that gal, Margaret Qualley. So when I think I had heard people talk about it or something, and I was like, okay, I want to go see that. And it was just so fun. I love like how it had like a strong vision, and like it was just so unique, and like it was like encompassing so many different things, and like I thought every shot was like a piece of art, and I love the music. I love like the feminism of it all, all that shit.
Yes.
I love a bookend. It
It's
bookends.
serving mother.
It is.
Say it.
So that was mine. I really liked it. And my worst is because we actually left the theater because it was just like, oh my God, this is just way too long. And like, also like, I don't know. It was almost like the kind of movie where I was like, are you trying to be weird to be weird? You know what I mean? It is, drum roll, Kinds of Kindness.
Oh my God, I never saw it.
Oh my God, dude. I like the cast, and it's like I said, it's one of those movies where I'm like, I don't know if you're just like trying to be really weird. It's like 3 different stories, and like the last one was probably going to be the most interesting one. But at this point, like that movie was so fucking long. It might have been a 3-hour movie. I don't know. But we couldn't. We were like, we can't do this.
I cannot sit any longer in this movie theater.
No. And I was like, well, someday it'll be online and I'll just like watch the last half hour or whatever. Because I just want to know what happens. But
yeah,
it was not a good movie.
Did you finish? You finished it?
No, I still haven't.
Oh.
I think it's online now, so I can, but...
You're the second person to tell me they walked out of that movie.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah, she told me she hated it. The person that told me. And ever since that, I never got around to watch it.
It's like, you just have to see it to get it, I think. Because it doesn't...
Or just see it to not get it.
It's like 3 different stories that like never really have a resolution.
They don't connect?
As far as I'm aware, they don't connect. But it's like recycling the actors. I'm telling you, it's like such, and it's so fucking slow. Anyway, I'm sure someone listening to this maybe is out there and they're like, oh, you don't get it.
It's probably.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I like get annoyed thinking about it.
So my number 4 best is Problemista.
Oh yeah.
Did you see this?
Not yet.
Okay. This movie, it was so damn funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's so quirky and whimsical, like in the Wes Anderson way, but not. But the guy is great. Julio, I forget his Torres or something. Tilda Swinton, though, is great.
Love her.
She's like, she plays this like artsy Karen, like a Karen who was like into art. Mm-hmm. And she's like bossing the main character around because he's like supposed to be like assisting her and shit. But like her character is like just wild. And she like stole the show. But the overall story is like really funny and like kind of melancholic. So that was my number 4 best, my number 4 worst. Madam Web. Even though I had a good time watching those, it's still bad. Like, just like everything about it was just bad. Like the guy who plays the villain, his accent, the ADR.
Wait, is that the same guy who's in Subservience?
No,
because
but
it could be.
They're probably brothers. Because like
that's exactly how the other guy spoke.
Yeah.
I am saying this exactly the same way.
What do I pay you for?
Oh my God. Dude, I pay you a fortune.
Yeah.
Dude, that movie. Okay. I'll talk about that movie later.
I don't know why, but I gave this movie 4 onions on my story, but that was because I was high as fuck.
Whatever.
I just remember like we laughed so hard when we saw her in the wheelchair.
Oh my God. Like to this day, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, it just kept coming.
But yeah, that's my number 4.
So my number 3 best, Alien Romulus. Already on your list, but yeah, my number 3, I fucking loved it. I love the main two actors. Andy, I know from a show called The Industry, which is on Max. Highly recommend it to everyone. It's about like the stock market. And at first when you watch that show, you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? But then eventually you like get it more. And then like the most recent season was the 3rd season, and it was way, way, way more about the characters. And it was great. Anyway, I thought he was phenomenal as the artificial, whatever you call him. What do they call each other? Or what is synth?
Synth?
A synth. I thought he was phenomenal. I love the cinematography, love the sound design, love the score. Like the movie's just fucking awesome. And it, like you said, it felt really authentic. It felt like it had so much heart and respect to the franchise. So yeah, that's my number 3.
A lot of respect.
All the respect in the world.
Yeah.
And then my number 3 worst. The reason why it's my number 3 worst is because I was looking forward to it. I was disappointed. I think it could have been probably half the length, and only the first few minutes was scary to me.
Long legs.
Yep. You got it. Long legs.
Damn.
It got overhyped, in my opinion.
Damn.
And I really like, is her name Micah? Or Mika?
Yeah.
I really like her, but I don't think this was like the greatest role for her. I don't totally, like, there's just a lot about the movie. I'm like, I don't know if I get it. Tonally, I don't know if what that movie is it supposed to be funny?
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't like that I don't want to give spoilers away, but the beginning,
should.
I don't know, should we?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about this movie. So spoilers if you haven't seen Longlegs.
So it like the beginning where she's like a FBI person, and like they go to like this house, and she's like, I have a feeling this is the house. Like so she has like a supernatural ability or something. They open the door and her partner gets shot in the face. Like, and it's like, holy shit. Like it was really jarring. So that's so scary. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, this movie's going to be so fucked up. It's going to be so like scary and dark and gruesome. And then it like shows us, yeah, like we had seen like the weird scene where we first meet Nicolas Cage, and it is weird. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of freaky. It's kind of weird. Like, okay.
When he's like, I forgot to wear my long legs today.
Yeah. And then he like like it shows a shot of him screaming, but he's like out of frame the whole time. I don't know. And then it was like, he fucking like kills himself.
And then the movie is like fucking boring.
And then it's so boring. And I was like, okay, what? And then like literally I was so bored. Oh, and there was so much about that movie where I was like, come on. Like, cause she was staying at like this creepy cabin. And like,
that wasn't her house.
No, because she was like in town investigating, because she lives out of town. She was just there for like that case.
Oh.
Which,
dude, I like could not pay attention to that movie.
Yeah, because it sucked. I mean, I'm glad people liked it. You know,
I think I looked at it just for like the cinematography. Like the story, I was like, I don't know what's going on, because they kept doing like the film flashbacks and like all these like weird abstract shots.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does this mean?
Yeah, I honestly, now that you say that, I'm like, maybe I should rewatch it. But I just remember like there were some creepy parts. Like she like gets a letter that's like a little birthday card, and it's like from the killer. And like she never tells her work about it. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Why? And like we don't know anything about this character. So like it's not even like we understand why she wouldn't tell her work. She just doesn't. And we don't ever find, you know what I mean? Like it's just like a weird, I don't know. But big letdown.
Yeah, and then the ending, the dolls.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was the thing. I like when I was walking out of the theater, I was like, so what happened? I am not kidding. I literally like didn't. I was like, wait, what? How did that happen? What was like? Whoa, wait.
Oh my God.
Which it should like. I mean, that's probably on me. Like I probably zoned out and like just didn't. But I did get I was like, what?
There was some really creepy imagery though. Like when they showed that freaking demon.
When was there a demon?
Okay, there's like this demon that looks like the nun. And it's like glowing red eyes. And you're like staring at this, like, I'll show you a shot.
Okay, yeah.
It's freaky. Enough of that movie. So that was your worst?
Yeah.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
So number 3 for me is Wicked. We just did an episode. I really liked this film. I saw it twice. Never saw the live stage theater either, so it was an experience.
Hell yeah.
For my worst, number 3 worst is Imaginary. Like you said, it's insufferable. I don't remember anything from that movie besides that old lady just explaining everything.
Yeah.
And she was like overly explaining. It's like okay,
hand feeding.
like what is this written by ChatGPT?
Mm-hmm.
The creature design sucks.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Like what the fuck was that? The room or whatever world that we're in. I was like, this looks weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my number 3.
I am kind of thinking like that probably is the worst. That would probably actually be my number 1. But when I say my number 1, I'll explain why it's my number 1. But anyway. Okay, my number 2. So I think this might have been on my 2023 list. I can't remember, but whatever. I don't know if I even talked about it, but it came out this year. I looked it up. My number 2 is The Zone of Interest.
It's the one about the concentration camp next.
Yeah.
Term, right?
Yeah, but for those listening who haven't seen it, it doesn't like show the concentration. It's not like that. It's
it says
more
2023.
No, it doesn't. Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Yes.
God, I can't trust anything I see.
I just Googled it. It says 2023.
No, it says March 2024. Oh. Oh.
What?
Well, I don't have a number 2 best then. Sorry. Okay, so I'll just do my number 2 worst. My number 2 worst, because it was, again, a big letdown, big disappointment, had so much potential. Love the first 2. Maxine. Oh my God, it was just so boring. Super boring. I think the story sucked. I don't know. It was just really, like, as I was watching it, I was like, oh, damn it, this sucks.
Yeah.
And I know people that do like it, but for the most part, I feel like, I don't know. You know what? I think it didn't get as much hate as I thought it would, in my opinion.
There's people that love it.
Yeah, I know someone who loves it. And I'm glad. I'm glad people like it. But yeah, I think just because I love 70s horror. Mm-hmm. It's a 70s horror. And it's like very much an homage to all that. And it's so like fun and like whatever. But the thing is her character in that is like an aspiring actress, but we're seeing her do like, you know, porn. And then simultaneously we're seeing all these murders. And then Pearl is the murderer's backstory. And she's just like this kooky girl. And it's like funny and whatever. And then so Maxine, it was like, oh yeah, we're going back to the girl who wants to be a famous actress who's actually a porn star now. And it's like, oh yeah, she just has like no personality. Like nothing. There's nothing there.
You're talking about Maxine.
Maxine.
Yeah.
Like Pearl is the star, you know, as she says. She is a star. Maxine, nobody. Who cares? You're so boring. And then just it being tied into like her backstory of like her dad being like a religious kook, culty. Like I get it. It kind of has like the 80s whatever. But since I also think there was like a lot of like great 80s movies, it didn't really like click with that. And I get that it was more like the crime, but it just didn't really work for me.
Yeah. There was just so much potential. Like I liked the idea, but like give us something to refer back to X. Like, can we get more of Pearl? I feel like I want to see her being haunted by her.
Yeah. And now that you say that, that was the other thing is like in X, there were all these other characters that we got to know. You don't really get to know characters, in my opinion. Like you don't really get to know
Halsey.
Characters. Like you like meet them in a scene.
And the
Halsey, you meet Halsey for like 2 minutes, and then she's gone.
Yeah, and Lily Collins, both their characters, we don't even get to see them die.
No,
and it's like that's what we came here for.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like you're gonna give us a horror movie with like no death scenes? Come on, not even a good chase scene. That guy at the video store, his death was so lame,
and I didn't want him to die.
Yeah,
that was a big disappointment. I was like, he's someone you keep.
Yeah.
We needed someone to like get through it.
And then the whole Kevin Bacon storyline, I was like, whatever. I did like the opening when she like auditions for that role.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this. No.
Nah.
Okay, so my number 2 is
Number 2 best.
best. I have a tie.
Okay. Been waiting for the ties.
Substance, best what the fuck movie of the year. I was not expecting it to be like a body horror, super bloody, super gross.
Yeah.
But it was also like serving cunt.
The most cunty movie ever made.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you like told me about it because I was like not gonna go.
Which shocked me because I thought for sure because it's so cunty.
Right, but the trailer wasn't like giving me anything, so I wasn't like, yeah.
Yeah.
The production design, the cinematography is great. All the shots, beautiful, and it's so feminist. My other tie, or my other number 2, is Smile 2.
Hell yeah.
Because I love Naomi Scott. She's so fucking good in this movie. It just like elevated the movie. Watching it on a big screen just was so cool. Especially like the concert stuff.
Yeah.
And like when she's performing on the stage. That one scene.
And like I think I texted you after, but I was like, oh, you're gonna love this. Cause like it like there were shots in it that reminded me of you, like your style of directing. Like I was like, oh, Ricky's gonna like this a lot.
Oh, the music. I fucking love the music.
Oh yeah.
Even the songs.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I almost forgot, but we had noticed there's kind of a similarity between this and Trap.
Yeah. Okay, so for my number 2 worst movie, it's also a Blumhouse movie, and it put me to sleep.
Okay.
But the cool part is that it does take place in Minnesota,
Oh.
but it's Night Swim.
Oh, okay. I did watch that.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. It had a good concept. They could have did so much with that.
Yeah,
It
it's
just-
a scary concept.
Yeah, they could have did so much with that concept, but they went the haunted house route. And like the dad getting possessed and
Yeah.
all that. It was just lame.
Yeah, it just didn't feel, it felt hollow.
Yeah. So I only have honorable mentions for best. Okay, so I have The First Omen. It's What's Inside, Love Lies Bleeding, Deadpool, and Wolverine.
Nice.
Those are just like honorable mentions, not any
Yeah.
for like number 1 or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like I wanted to mention them because those are good movies.
Yeah, they just didn't make it near your top 10. Yeah, I support all of those. Love Lies Bleeding was like really fun. I didn't realize that was this year either. And The Omen. See, that feels like that was last year.
I know, it's because last season.
So confusing. I only have 2.
Yeah.
Okay, first one is Heretic.
I like that movie.
I liked it. I think I really liked how, this sounds so weird, but like I didn't know anything about it, so that was fun, of course. Especially like since it's like a cat mouse movie. But I like, it's like storming outside and they're like in his house and it's like a lot of wood and stuff and it's kind of cozy. So like I love that vibe, like that feeling.
Yeah.
So like that. And then it just was such like a neat storyline, you know, and I like the actors in it. I, as much as I think it's disturbing and disgusting and stuff, it's like, I think it's neat. I think it's a neat, you know, it was a very like interesting, like religious trauma kind of.
Yeah. The first half of that movie is like so intense. I thought the second half was going to be like something else because in the trailer, there's like the part where she's like running through a maze. And I was like, oh, it's like a funhouse / like things are moving around. I thought it was going to be like super trippy, but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. That was a cool part though, how they did that. My other honorable mention, you love this one.
I love this one. Is it on my list?
No.
Oh.
I mean, you're going to love when I say it. So yeah, it didn't make my top 10, but I connected to it. It's just like the type of movie where like, I don't know if I would watch it again or like how many times I would watch it, but it's called I Saw the TV Glow. I thought it was just like, I think I had kind of heard about it and I was like, oh, the title is off-putting. Because again, it was like the kind of title where I'm like, "Ugh, are you trying to like be weird? But then like I think I saw more about it and I was like, okay. And like I like the actor in it.
We love the actor in it.
He's a star of Generation in the Pokemon Go or Pokemon movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
And I just think it was like a very nostalgic movie. Like that's one of the big themes. And like it's really abstract, you know? And I just think it was like a neat, fun movie. But like I said, it is also kind of dark.
Yeah.
Like it explores a lot of like depression and whatever. Yeah, that's my only other honorable mention.
Yeah, that movie, did not know what I was expecting. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be scary.
Yeah, because I think it's still considered a horror movie, which is like so weird. But all right, we ready for number one?
Are you? Do you have a number one?
I do.
Okay, so my number one best is Anora. I thought this movie was so beautifully done. And like, I think Mikey Madison like deserves an Oscar for her role because, you know, she like did all those sex scenes without a intimacy coordinator. I'm not saying you should get an award for that.
Right.
But I mean, I'm just saying like that takes guts.
Yeah.
To like go with your instinct because she chose not to have one.
Yeah.
But besides the point, like this movie was such a wild ride. Like I didn't know what to expect because the trailer kind of like gives it off as like this romantic, I don't know, drama. But it starts off romance, but it like spirals into chaos basically. Mm-hmm. And I would say it's kind of like Pretty Woman meets The Hangover.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Yeah.
It's like dark comedy.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a long movie, but it's so fast paced that like it doesn't feel long.
Yeah.
Like, and I like that because it like keeps you engaged.
Mm-hmm. I remember you really liked it when you saw it.
Yeah, just like the first opening shot too. It's so beautiful.
Damn it.
The first shot is at the strip club.
Ooh. Okay. Must be a butt.
No.
Nice butt in your face.
Oh my God, no. Just great tits. But yeah, so that's my number one best. My number one worst is this movie that no one has ever heard of. It's called The Rapper Who Got Shot in the Heel.
The Rapper Who Got Shot in the Heel?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a movie that was made by these nobodies. It's basically based on Megan Thee Stallion when she got shot in her foot.
Whoa.
And this movie has like lawsuit written all over it
Oh
because it's like so poorly written. I don't think it was even written. It was like all improvised. But somehow they fucking made this movie based on her. Like no budget.
Weird. How did it get
How did Amazon get this streaming?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, if they can make a movie, I can make a movie.
Yeah.
But it's just fucking terrible. If you like watching terrible movies, this is one of them. And yeah, that's my list. What's your number one?
My number one is Wicked because it was like
wow.
for 2024. I'm like, I feel like that was the biggest movie. I know like people could argue it was Dune 2 as far as like scale, but I'm like, I feel like Wicked, it was like there's been such a buildup. It's a musical. Like I said, like when we did our Wicked episode, just all the performances are phenomenal. And I really liked it because like, you know, I like wanted to like absorb a lot of the content afterward.
Are you gonna go see it live?
I want to, yeah. Yeah, I want to. So yeah, that was my number one. And I will say my partner, he really wishes I saw A Complete Unknown because he thinks that would have like changed my top 10.
Really?
And then my number one worst.
Yeah, what is
Listen,
that?
it's my number one because I fucking loved it. Okay. I think this movie's a blast. I think it's great. I think it was one of the funnest movie theater experiences I've had in a long time, if ever. It's Madame Web. I think it's amazing. I can't believe how incredible that movie is. Like it's like genius. Like it's like The Room, but like, oh my gosh, I just loved it. And the ending was just so insane. Cherry on top.
Cherry on top.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And like it was so fun because you could tell like the theater was full, and we didn't go like an opening weekend. We like went a few weeks after it opened, but like it didn't, like the movie just kept being talked about because of how fucking bad it was, and like how bad the press tour was, because like Dakota was like, yeah, I don't really know, I thought this was a Marvel movie, like
yeah,
I haven't actually seen it, I shot blue screen for everything, so like I don't even know, it's probably not good, like just insane.
I don't remember this.
I'm exaggerating, but like yeah, she kind of like very clearly wasn't like invested, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And then like Sydney Sweeney's being like heavily marketed, and then like come to find out she's in one shot basically in her little outfit, and I don't know, it was just like, but I thought it was just so like, I love the cast, like all three of the girls, love them.
Yeah.
And just like the lines were so funny, like she's seeing watching this flashback, 'cause that's her power. She's seeing a flashback of like her mom, and her mom's like,
yes.
I'm pregnant, like I can't go up a flight of stairs, or says something, and she goes, why do you hate me? And it's just so dramatic, like she's really really butthurt about her mom like being dead.
Not, I guess.
Yeah, because she like died looking for like spiders or whatever.
Right, and then she gets a flight to the jungle, comes back the next day.
Yeah.
Like
it's so
to save the girls. Oh, spoiler.
Yeah. And then the bad guy, like you said, it was so fucking weird because the whole movie they like ADR'd his lines. Don't know why. But it's the most jarring fucking thing I've ever seen, but so funny. And like all of his lines are hilarious. Like some of the classics were like, find her, I pay you a fortune.
Yeah.
Like just so funny. Like it was just like, oh my God, who wrote this? Unbelievable. Such a masterpiece. If you haven't watched it, I strongly recommend you watch it with a group.
Yeah.
That you can like have fun with, or another person you can, are going to laugh at it with. And I was on an edible. So were you, right?
We both were.
Yeah. And it was so fun.
Yeah, the edible did not kick in until like the last. And I was like, fuck. I was like, this could have been like useful earlier in the movie.
Well, I kind of feel like the first 20 minutes, I want to say 20 or 30 minutes, the movie's like not bad yet. And it gets bad once she goes to the baby shower because of how awkward she is.
Yeah.
And then that kicks off the movie. And then it just gets so fucking bad.
Okay, that long ass CPR scene. I went to the bathroom and came back. Oh, it's still happening. Yeah.
Well, that's our episode. That was 2024, baby. Let us know what you guys liked for your top 10 best and worst for 2024.
Brittany, where can we find you?
You can find me at humble_books_review.
And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at somecallme_Ricky. And if you liked this episode, you can find us on Instagram and YouTube at Paper Screen Podcast. So smash that like button, hit us up, let us know what you think. Until next time, bye.
Just clean. What paper screen, they said,